All right, joining me now is Katon Dawson. He's a former state party chair himself, South Carolina Republican Party he's been chair of. He is backing Nikki Haley's presidential campaign and is officially on the ground there, stumping for her. Mr. Dawson, good to see you.
Good to see you, Chuck.
So let me start with tonight's debate. It's a first debate, but it's unlike any first debate we've had. So what's your sense of how significant you think tonight is versus the hype machine?
Chuck, there are a couple of things going on the ground here. You and I have been to a lot of debates. I ran one in South Carolina in 2008. So this, and it was the first one. It was the first debate in the South. So they're important. I think there's a couple of lessons learned here. I get that some front runners have not debated in the past. Donald Trump has done a disservice to the Republican Party for two reasons. First of all, he should be at this debate. Second of all, to Republicans to take a look, he just gave Joe Biden a pass not to debate our nominee. I think that's an important fact.
You think that's the biggest? You think this is going to make it easier for Biden to say, I'm not debating the Republican nominee? If he didn't do it, I didn't have to. Okay.
Absolutely, Chuck, because Donald Trump just did it. And there's 8 qualified candidates, one of them that I'm supporting, that really should have had a chance to talk about the policies and the personalities, but they missed that. There'll be another debate, but I think this one bites Republicans like myself who want to be competitive next November,
right?
And having a chance to go at the incumbent president.
Let me ask you about the November electability issue. Why do you think it is not an issue for Republican primary voters? We asked it in our own Des Moines Register poll. When you and this is a traditional thing with Republican voters. Democratic voters are willing to talk electability about in their primaries more so, at least recently, than Republican voters. And if you can't make the electability argument against Trump, there's not another good argument, is there?
Well, it is true in Republican politics. When you ask, is it more important to you, your values, your feelings, and your opinions, than it is electability, they'll pick over electability. Right now, this is a little different scenario. We've got 8 qualified candidates that have hit the stage here in Milwaukee that are going to talk about whether we want to continue to go on the path that we're on with Joe Biden or Donald Trump as president, or do we want to look to a next generation of Republicans? It's going to be the base of the Republican Party that's going to elect him. You're correct. Donald Trump's got about a 42% hold on it. And if you do the math, that's about 58% of us that aren't voting for him yet. So there's an opening there, but we got 8 folks going after the 58. I'm for the one very different person on that stage tonight, which is probably one of the most courageous people I know, which is a woman, Nikki Haley, the only person out of 328 million people in America to sign up and run for president. Not only that, she signed up as the only person first to run against Donald Trump. Pretty courageous, pretty different. Governor of South Carolina. I just listened to Ken, and I appreciate that we have people that are for all of our candidates. But underestimating Nikki Haley tonight will be a mistake for some of these other gentlemen that she'll be debating.
What's a successful night look like? Do you want a lot more foreign policy? You know, if it's a heavier foreign policy night, does that give her more opportunities? Is there a specific way you're looking for her to showcase herself tonight?
Chuck, I remember when I found Nikki Haley giving out donuts in a school line running for the State House in South Carolina and not thinking she could win. Underestimating her is what's going to happen tonight. Certainly her foreign policy chops of a person who certainly stood strong with our allies who were with us in the UN and against our enemies, which China, Russia, and the next. So I think her foreign policy chops and the fact that she was governor of the state of South Carolina. And Chuck, you've been on the ground in South Carolina 20 years ago. You remember how tough it is to win a race there. You were there.
Right.
And Nikki Haley came through one and won 2 of them. So I don't know what the boys are going to throw at her tonight, but I guarantee you she can catch it and throw it back.
But what's interesting is I remember her when she was the outsider. Now she's seen as more establishment. Is that hurting her candidacy a little bit, that she doesn't get to be the outsider compared to the other outsiders?
That's a great point, Chuck. Nikki Haley never has been one of the good old boys, for sure.
Right.
And I think you got to watch her her performance tonight, she's a cool debater. Right now, she gets to introduce herself to the rest of the Republican nation. Nikki's been spending a lot of time in the early 3 states, raising money and putting together a campaign to look for successfulness. And she was, give her credit, she was the first one to step up against and take Trump's on. And let's just see how it turns out tonight. Tonight, a little uneventful. I'm not looking for a really big audience tonight, Chuck.
Okay.
I do think that the hardcore base is going to be paying attention, but the president's jumped in the middle of it. We know that.
Right.
I mean, he's pretty smart. He's missing. He's going to be indicted tomorrow. We're going to run on, you tell me, Chuck, we got about 4 hours worth of news before it changes on the next indictment. Is that about right?
I know.
So we're going to do the best we can, and I appreciate you.
He does seem to use bad news and turn them into good events for himself. Katon Dawson, who is supporting Nikki Haley today and throughout the campaign, but on the ground for her tonight. Thanks very much.
Always, Chuck. Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.